In this video, I'll be covering 5 main glitches and tricks, so please use the key on screen to skip to the section that you want to see. Any prop or item that you store in your house will remain there between runs. We can use this to escape through the roof of our house during the big neighbor nightmare without triggering the cutscene, since the ceiling of our house is mostly non-solid. During the first run, get a bin from the front of the house, stand at the foot of the bed, and throw the bin towards the wall. It should get wedged like this. Make sure you are confident at escaping the house and end the first run. Then keep sleeping in the bed until you hear the nightmare music begin and escape the house. Since the cutscene has not been triggered, we can now freely roam his house, since the big neighbor is actually the real neighbor and not a clone. We can get the key or lockpick, the hammer or crowbar, and beat the game with these in a very short amount of time. To end the nightmare sequence, simply stand in front of the window and face the neighbor, or stand somewhere in front of him with your back turned to him and he will suddenly become small again and catch you. If you press Z or C, you can lean left or right. When you do this next to a door, you can see through the doors and even pick up objects through them, since your camera moves as you lean. Using this, you can open doors that have been locked with a chair by leaning through the door and picking up the chair. You can also use this to glitch inside the back parts of the house during the first run of the game, which is normally all locked, and see the neighbor in the kitchen before he spawns. If you uncrouch whilst atop a medium or large prop, you will briefly become stuck to it during the uncrouch animation, which can cause some interesting results. It is possible to use this to get onto the neighbor's roof. However, it is extremely inconsistent due to the random nature of the prop. It could take 1 try, it could take 100 tries. You can use this trick to very easily and safely escape the map. Just bring a bin into the corridor of your house and perform the glitch. Since you are in an enclosed area, the only way you can be flung is upwards at a slight angle. This should send you safely out of the map, without throwing you too far. You can now explore the level and visit the burning buildings in the distance. If you're lucky, you may even land on the roof of your house, but be careful since most of the roof is not solid, and you may fall into the secret room of your house from which you cannot escape. While you can get onto the neighbor's roof using prop fling, I do not recommend it, as it is extremely inconsistent and could send you flying out of the map, soft locking your game. Okay, so I'm recording this again because I just now found an easier way to get onto the roof. All you need is a bin and the large armchair. So first of all, you need to get onto the first roof, which is pretty simple. You just put the bin there, grab the armchair, and jump onto the bin, then onto the roof. Next we need to get up onto that one, which you just you come up to the top of the roof, you line yourself up with this wall so the wall is completely flat. This wall here, like this. There we go. You look at the window and you just drop, and it will always be stuck. It's quite a lenient trick, so don't worry about being too precise. Jump and crouch onto the arm, jump onto the window, and you remain crouched throughout the whole of this, but also make sure when you look down, your movement speed is incredibly slow. So the further down you look, the slower you will walk. So make sure that you face exactly horizontal like this when you do the jump, and you just want to walk forward and then jump. Just remain crouched throughout the whole of that jump. So next we need to get up there, but first we need to get there. So again, quite a simple process. You just walk, don't run because it will stall your jump. You just walk, jump and crouch, like that, and you uncrouch, walk, hug the wall, and then just jump and crouch onto the roof, and there you go. To get inside the upstairs part of the house, perform the on the roof climb as I mentioned before, and come to this section of the roof. Then just crouch and walk through this wall and drop down. You can now explore the upstairs part of the house, see where the neighbor goes and even trigger him. Unfortunately, you cannot walk above the living room. I brought some props into this area to try and prop fling above them, but there seems to be a large invisible box, so we can't get there for now.